Sometimes I want to do like 3, 2, 1, go or something, right? Different start for different people. Yo, what's up? Hi, hello, good morning. Okay. I hope that next time we have like a right, title, director's cut. Cool. So these are gonna be like how do I explain this one? When I put out a video, right, I want it to be like raw or like unedited, whatever. No filters. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Look, the people who have time and patience to like really edit their videos, y'all do amazing work, okay? I have to focus more on like the word that needs to get out in that one and less on, everything else. But life is life. Whatever your thing is, if you've been listening, right? That's great. Okay? Don't take my do's and don'ts as law. Oh, this is going to be fun. There's going to be a time for that later. So anyway, director's cut. Check this. Yeah, you don't really get to see it, but we have YouTube, so like you can try to pause it or whatever. I'm going to follow a script, right? It's really just like, hey, here's some things about the videos that I put out from, like 1 to 11. By the way, thanks for making it that far. Yeah, it'll make more sense as we go through it, okay? Alright, so first one, intro video. Oh, hey, side note, let's do this. Wait for it. Side note. Okay. I'm also gonna have like the proper order, okay, to watch these in or experience them in. Now, that doesn't mean you have to watch them in that order. It might help. It might help, But whenever you're seeing this is whenever you're seeing this. This would be a weird one to start with, though. So, like, probably don't, but hey, whatever's whatever. Okay, ready? Thank you for your patience. Alright, so the intro. My goal there, right? Simple. As in all things, glory unto God and His Son, Christ. Okay. This whole thing is for God. Period. Right? I'm going to, because I'm a kook, I'm a human, right? I'm gonna mess up some things here and there. Okay? But that is like the goal. Okay? As all of us are living proof of that, and I mean that. But anyway, script. So there's probably some missteps with that video, right? Number one, y'all, so much wind, and I'm not sorry for it, but I'm also sorry for it. Like, if you stuck out, through that one, like, tell your earbuds or your ears, like, I'm sorry, and thank you. Okay. And then to our prayer that we're gonna put, I know I said in, like, some of these, and then, like, I haven't, but that's because, like, I want it to be more special, and centralized on topic. So to our little prayer, whatever it is, go back and listen to it. I didn't have it written down, but I want to add on, right, that I do say something to the effect of like, what needs have you? Okay. And because your needs are many and I am but one, we give them all unto God, and through Him, His Son. Okay? Listen, I hope I've carried this in enough videos, yeah? But I'm a good starting point, okay? Like, again, that whole jack of all trades thing. It means that you can come to me with, like, a lot of different things and be surprised on, like, how I can add into that situation. But, like, ultimately, right? Even when you're bringing something to me, like, I'm gonna pray about it, even if it doesn't look like it. I'm gonna pray about it. I'm gonna talk to my dad real quick, okay? And then I'm gonna bring that word back to you. So you can take me out as the middleman if you want to. I don't care, okay? Go straight up to the top. Why not? All right, and then major clear up. This is a service unto Christ, guys. However, this is also like my story. Does that make sense? So I'm going to use I a lot. And I'm probably not going to use, like, God says, or God told me to tell you a lot. Or when I do, it's going to be, like, hesitantly. That's because, yeah, I myself am not, okay? So I gotta be careful, right, on that. On just, like, the way that we use language, that's all. That's all that is, right? Not all of these videos are gonna have, like, Christ in the forefront, right? Because that's not always been my journey, and I want to be honest about that, okay? But the Spirit, right, always moves through me, okay? The Spirit moves through all of us, right? So that's what I will communicate, guys. But, like, I can't be what I'm not, I think, and I think that's a good way to, like, hit that one. Okay. Next video was the building we're building. Yeah, the goal there was simple. Like, I just want to give, like, y'all a usable blueprint, okay? For anyone who's watching, right? And the key word there isn't just anyone, it's individuals. Individuals watching, all right? Again, in that building that we're building, we don't all live in the same house, okay? I don't want a world of me. If you notice, I didn't tell you how to, like, make walls, right? What the paintings to put in, okay? Blah, 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 blah. The blueprint is basic because it allows anyone to be their own architect, right? But with this foundation, which is God, okay, and some pillars. Y'all, before we get into the pillars, there was tons of wind in the first one. There was tons of water in the second one, and I apologize for neither. I love both. Wind and water. It's just, okay? So, one day I'll update the mic. Until then, okay, I'm a little sorry. I'm a little sorry. Okay. Our foundation's God, right? I gave 2 pillars in that video, and I guess I just needed the time to reflect and be given the other 2, alright? Love and honesty. Love is a pillar, honesty is a pillar. The other 2, respect, and then this last one, hope. Hope's heavy. Hope's strong. But hope can also be fragile, right? But it's a support that we need, right? And is there even when you don't think it is. If you're alive still, yeah, that nugget of hope lives in you too, all right? Respect. Respect's easy, man. Give it to yourself and others, okay? That's it. Those 4. Love, honesty, respect, hope, okay? Anything that you build with that foundation and those pillars, it'll stand the test of time. Promise that. And no matter what walls you put up, if that's how you're building with me, just say amen. Alright. And real talk, like, I probably missed the other 2, okay, because God needed clearness and clarity to come through. You know, wind and water. Alright. But remember, please, 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 this is only the start, okay? That's the foundation, those are pillars. The rest of that building, yeah, of your building is up to you. What we're doing is up to me. And through me, Dad. Alright? So, lean on me when you want to, but understand you don't have to. Our third one, and then after these we can actually start cruising through, so that's nice. God is real, and Jesus loves you. Check this. The goal there is simple. It's in the title. That's it. Right. But it's also a cool way for me to talk about the fact that that is a global call. Okay? And then I'm not just saying you. I'm using the big you. The big you. The big you. Alright. That's synonymous with all people. Not just good blank. Okay? Not just practicing blank. Not just people who blank. Not just the blah, 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 blah. Alright? That's the big you. Okay? That's everyone. He loves all of us. Okay? And He is for all of us. We just have to accept. That's it. Accept His love. Give it back. Understand that we're not always going to get it right, and that's okay. Alright, some missteps on this one. Y'all ready? Okay. My journey is mine. Right? I speak to my Father from the experience of my journey. Alright? That means the emotions that I have, the outbursts, the hurts that come through, the snark that I'll have sometimes, the momentary cynicism, right? And otherwise, all of those things are a part of my journey. Alright? With God. I can't promise to always speak about Him as I should, right? Much like His child, there are going to be moments where I'm like, dude, I'm not happy with you. Much like His child, there are going to be moments where I'm like, fuck away from me, right? And then more than that, much like His child, there is going to be a life of nah, but that's my dad and I love him more than anything, okay? With that, I also really don't like this path, guys. That does mean, this path, this whole thing that I've yet to accomplish that we're making here. When I say I don't like it, I don't mean that I don't enjoy the process. I mean, literally, I don't like that this is something that needs to be done still when, 2,000 years ago, right, Jesus died and gave us a real simple, just so simple, and we're still shitting on it, right? That's a little annoying. Okay, I don't like this path that I have to walk, so that means that I will always strive for honesty. Okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all, in more moments than less, and to my detriment sometimes. Okay, when I err, I will apologize as fast as possible, as soon as I realize, right? But again, please take those two pieces of understanding, yeah? Be really, really, really careful, alright? With speaking with, to, and about God as I do, okay? I am not man, how do I phrase this for y'all? I'm not the one you should copy, alright, in speech. I promise you, there are people who speak with more reverence, love, fear, respect, blah, 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 blah. I don't do that. Because of who I am, because of my journey, and because of where I've been, right? And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with the pros and minuses that come from that, right? The gifts and the punishments, as it were. Okay? And God, I believe, right, is okay with that too. Because again, I'm on this journey, given these circumstances. Do you understand? Okay. Hold on 1 second. Changes up the lighting a little bit. Kind of fun. Kind Have fun. Okay. No, but for real, like, monkey see, monkey do with me, do you understand? Might get y'all damned, and that's not my fault. It's not. It's not. If you're like, oh, that's how he talks, I want to do it too, and then that gets you in trouble, just like, yo, I try to tell you. Okay? I'm speaking to my parent the way that my parent raised me. This is it. You weren't raised like me. I promise you. I know, because only I live in my body. So, keep the respect. Okay? Okay. Next one. So what does Impulse United? The goal there was to showcase, and this one was fun, what an ADHD brain actually looks like. Alright? But it's also to, like, man, give y'all radical self-acceptance. Okay? And it's a little hope piece that when we accept that as we are, we can become, through all our unique gifts. Right? Worded a little funny, but it really just means simply, okay? Each of us is just an individual, and that's fine. Alright? That's fine. We're gonna have some challenges that we need to get better on, and that's fine. There are gonna be some things that we do and don't like, right? Cool. There's gonna be some things that we do and don't like about ourselves, yeah? But here's something crazy. Instead of, and I mean this, instead of living in every aspect of what you need to do better, accept yourself, okay, your sun and shadow, right? Because then you can start uniting those two to do some really cool things. Like, I promise you, right? Y'all don't have to have ADHD to accept yourself. Like, just putting that out there. If you have a perfect life, accept your perfect life, you know? I don't think anyone does, but like, hey, if you do, that's fine. Don't encourage guilt into your body, right? I don't want to drill that one too far, but y'all get what I mean. Alright, missteps. I wonder if I actually had that in there. Just remember that, like, it's such an aggressive word. So I put there is a war within and without me. I think I did that for, like, fair reason, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of information all the time. And because of what I'm doing for, like, you guys, I kind of have to understand that, like, the devil's gonna work against me really. Oh, did I call him the devil? Little Lucy's gonna work against me real hard, right? So there are gonna be times, man, where, like, my lingering moments of, let's say, disdain for the difficulty, for the struggle, for, like, yo, the little pieces of self-hatred that I also hold, right? They're gonna come through. Okay? I'm working this out with y'all the same way that you're working out yourselves. I suppose with me, but also with yourselves. Right? But, and I mean this, I share my struggles, okay? Not to divide us, right? But to be inclusive. Okay, what do I mean by that? There are things that I'm gonna share with y'all, you know, like stories, whatever, especially in, like, the I Survived You Can Too part of this. Man, that, like, it'll hit home, and then maybe you won't listen to, like, the uplift part. And I really need you to, like, listen. This is a weird one for someone who's, like, trying to create content for y'all to watch, but, like, if you're not willing to sit through the uplift and you really just want to stay in that trauma and share in those who also just went through trauma, right, but see no purpose, don't click my stuff. I'm gonna say it real. Don't click my shit. Cool? It's not about the trauma, okay? It's not about the struggle. It's not about that story, right? it is the end point, the journey, okay? Watch this. It's the starting point, okay? But the journey, or the end, is almost always, right, a message of gratitude, okay? And a recognition of the internal peace that I gained, okay? With God, myself, others, okay? For the skills and gifts I gained, right? And the things that I acknowledge that I gained through the process. What do I mean by that? Sometimes a struggle reveals stuff that you already had, right? Something like you could do, but you just didn't really think that you could do it, but then boom, you're put in like a hard situation, you find out you can, but you've always been able to, okay? And then other times that struggle gives you a new tool to add to your tool belt, all right? There's a purpose. It's weird for me to say that, for sure, given my life, but like, yo, there's a purpose, okay? All right. An ode to my enemies. Y'all are number 5. For fun reasons. So y'all are number 5. Okay. The goal there was to separate y'all into 2 camps, and I know I did that effectively, even if you don't believe in me. First camp. Those enemies that I've earned through actual fault. Cool? Through actions that I have done to validate their dislike for me, right? And then camp number 2, those I've gained kind of just existing, right? Or rather from just existing, okay? Usually because I'm existing with like love and kindness, even though my life's this hard, right? Like a lot of people just see that and they're like, nah, I hate you. And I hate you because you're not broken. I hate you because you not being broken makes me realize that I don't have to be broken either, and I don't want to live in that reality. So I'm going to make you the target of my ire. Right? Fine. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. But it is a reminder. Right? A simple reminder. Kind of like part 3. Right? Not group 3, but like part 3. Actions have consequences. Mine and yours. Alright. So some missteps that I've definitely made with that video. 1, not giving the people I actually hurt like enough space. I had to really dig into like a story to relate. Right? But again, I say to those of you who like have legitimate cause to still dislike me, at this point I don't get it because I haven't talked to people in like a long time, but if you're holding on to something forever, like, yo, bring it up to me. I'm sorry already. I mean that, like, literally, I'm sorry already, okay? But I'll hear you out, no matter what. You know, have the right way to approach me, I suppose, but, you know, whatever. I'm human, guys. I make mistakes. I'm not going to carry them for the rest of my life, though. Sorry. Alright? In that, I know I shared like one real deep example, okay, of a challenge, but I really did not give enough examples of like personal and extra personal. That means myself and then others, yeah, of personal and extra personal forgiveness. And I think that was for a purpose because I don't want y'all to like get misdirected what that video was for, okay? It wasn't like, oh, I'm still a good person. It's, no, I've done some stuff. I get that. You know? I'm sorry. But if it helps, like, learn to forgive, too. Okay, and we can do that in another video. For sure. Like, how to forgive and let live, as it were. You know, but those are journeys, man. Like, forgiveness is a tough one, and I get and respect that. Okay, which is why I don't really ask for it from anyone. You shouldn't either ask from God, okay? But and I put this, and I'm not really sure, but like if this didn't carry, hey, that video was supposed to close with like just a lot of love, Okay? Um, I, more than anyone, know my imperfections. Alright? But I also, more than anyone, know my heart. Alright? So to everyone, if you claim me as enemy, alright? If you release that claim in truth, alright? Don't just walk up and say, like, hey man, we cool, and then you're doing stuff behind my back still. Like, I know, I see you. Right? But if you release me as your enemy in truth, then I will welcome you as kin. Okay? Like, y'all, we're in imperfect creations and an imperfect universe, imperfect world at the very least. Yeah? I'd say forgiveness needs to carry a lot more than it does, but like, again, that's everyone else's journey. Okay, but for me, for my part, yeah, you let it go, I let it go. That day. Usually that second, man, like, I don't like carrying all that. It gets too heavy and it's stupid. Okay? Alright. We're almost there. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay. Seek authority, not power. Watch that video. I don't want to explain this one. I'm going to run through the goals, the missteps. Watch that video, okay? The goal, in no small part, this is my attempt to give strength unto the weak. For real. Like, just get it. It's a gift and it's for you, okay? And to remedy the burden of fear that comes from life. Alright? For real, some missteps there. It's a little too long for what I wanted, and it is what it is. Yeah, that might detract people from watching it, and I don't like that. Like, I want that. Guys, I want everyone to have that gift, so y'all stop this nonsense. Yeah? Okay, it was created with perhaps a little bit too... Like, so when I make these, I try to make them through time. Does that make sense? So, like... But that one was made with maybe a bit too much of like a target audience, like the day sort of happened to me and I was like I know I want to get this out, but like also life happens and like, so also these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to hear this too. And like, no, it's really supposed to be for everybody. So if that didn't carry, my bad. All right. We're maximizing inclusivity in these. Okay, this is stuff not just for the world, guys. This is for our galactic community. Okay, this is for our whole galaxy, Milky Way, whatever. Right. We don't want to only. Period. And while we're maximizing inclusivity, we're also maximizing the spirit of redemption. Okay, so yes, it's for the weak, but the weak are also the ones in power, guys. Okay? And so, in viewing that video, y'all too can redeem yourselves by going like, hey, I amassed all of this stuff and I, use it to oppress all of these people, blah, 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 blah. You do that because you're weak. Period. Okay, and the second that you can see that, you can do something about it. And the second that you choose those two things together, look at that, everyone gets better. Alright? Power is of the world and material things. Authority is as of from God, so eternal. One is significantly greater than the other. One lasts only in that moment, only while we're here. The other carries always because it is reliant on God, who is the beginning from the end and beyond. That 60-second pitch, It was to eliminate a lot of ego and promote learning and growth, right? Hear me out. I want to, as like an overall thing, eradicate this idea of classism, okay? And equalize us all, or all of us, yes, unto God's sight, okay? Again, we're all, everything, okay, is as unto God. Meaning, there is no higher, lower, okay? There's no super, but it's not how it works. It's not how it works. There are people in charge and people who are not in charge. Sure. There's leaders, followers, sure. But like, that's not a class thing, guys. Right? That's personal affect. Ability. Alright? Everyone has knowledge we don't. Comma, everyone. Alright? And so we need to approach the world again as sponges, guys. Like, we used to get this so perfectly when we were children, and that's probably why God tells you to be a child. In as much as you want to get into the kingdom of heaven. Do you understand? It means sponge again. Take in information from any source that can give information. Right? Let only he who is greatest be our rock. For only he has seen and experienced the beginning as the end. Do you understand? Sponge from everything, right? We don't need a world of rocks, guys who think they know all of this, and I don't need to take in any more information. That, like, no, you do. You do. Because the second you don't, you liken yourself as unto God, and you're not. I'm not. I need to be a sponge, man, because there's still tons of things that I need to learn, right? Tons. Okay? Missteps. I don't know if I hit this on the nail, like, immediately, but hey, when I say learn from everything, and that everything can teach you, right? That means everything, right? But if we're speaking just of, like, cognizant beings, okay? You can learn from any age, you can learn from any sex, you can learn from anyone who speaks any language with any dialect, you can learn from anyone who has any education level, you can learn from anyone who has any kind of profession, right? Global affect, goal, any purpose or otherwise. Right? Learn from animals, man. Tons. And in fact, the reason that we have some of these great innovations, most of these innovations is because of animals. Do you understand? Alright, cool. There's one more. It was a misstep. Like, I want to share a math story with you guys, and I'm going to do that in another video. Alright, cool. Color identity. I'm sorry, this one's just long again. Break it into parts if you want. I don't care. Watch half. Watch the rest later. This is, again, here for you guys to use as like a... You know what? I can break these into chapters. Anyway, what was I doing? Color identity. ADHD, dog. Alright, the goal with that one, it's encouraging and uplifting uniqueness, yeah? And I'll put this in there so I have to say it, selfishly discouraging attention that I don't want anymore. Okay? That's a selfish thing for me, right? The goal is to encourage uniqueness, right? Encourage and uplift uniqueness, and then for me, it's just like, hey, but there's some stuff that, like, I don't need around me anymore, and it's getting annoying. Okay. Also really needed to highlight with that video, man, there's this truth, and it is a truth, okay? Stereotypes are only real in media. That's it. It's only real in media. Okay? No one... Watch this. This is important, so, like, bear with me. This... Okay. Those are quotations. Double quotation mark. single. They have two different meanings and purposes, so bear with me. No one is the group. Okay? One more time. No one is the group. Okay. We all get to decide who we are, but there is no standard, right, that says this dot, if you put that dot on your, I don't know, shirt, right, you act exactly to the characteristic of that dot. It doesn't work like that. It can't work like that. Period. Right? So, like, you have a skin color that's whatever skin color. You only need act as you will. And if you're trying to act good, you will act as God wills for you. Alright? That's it. So, I'm not going to list off colors because I'm tired of that nonsense, but like, y'all. Okay? Alright. Missteps. Listen, I have this like fading need, and it's fading, okay? To do little to no offense, right? Because like I really like to keep the peace. You know what I mean? And like there's already enough evil and hurt and hate in the world, blah 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 blah. I don't want to add to it or accidentally add to it, and that is a disservice to myself and y'all. Because oftentimes it leads me away from speaking my truth, right? I'm gonna stop doing that as much as possible. That means I'm gonna offend some of you. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. Right? And then in that video, another misstep was like taking too long, right, to say poorly what's in my heart, right? Again, that ties into the first piece where it's like, yeah, I don't want to offend people. Let me find like a million ways to say this. Nah, fuck it. At this point, like, I'm not everybody's flavor of ice cream, and yo, I'm so happy with that. Okay? Oh, and, like, in that one, still kind of struggling to accept, right, that, like, boundaries are, and I wrote the word fine, crossed it out. Boundaries are perfect as they protect not only ourselves, but, like, others. Does that make sense? Right, so, like, when we establish a boundary and enforce that boundary, it feels a little weird, especially if you're like me and you just like to keep the peace. People call it people-pleasing, and I don't really like that because it's inaccurate as a statement, but, like, whatever. If it works for you to view the actions that way, then that's fine with me. Alright? But we struggle to, like, enforce our boundaries, and that lets in situations, okay, that, like, don't need to be there. Misdirections happen, and then you have as many people who are involved with that boundary issue, yeah, feeling unfulfilled and maybe upset later, when really just like a hard yeah, no at the beginning could have solved it. So guys, hey, get ready. To my LGBTQ plus community, alright, y'all are as you're made. I accept you, okay? I accept you. Like, I've done, like, walks to support rights for people. Right? I do that. Right? But I am not one of you. Right? Nor am I of one of you. I know how I sound. Right? Promise you. Okay? I am not the alpha type guy in that way. You know, like, trying to go around the world and enforce my will, whatever. Right? I know how I dress. I know what colors I put on my body, whatever, right? I know that spirit of nurturing that lives within me, yeah? Part of that is because, like, I was raised in a very, let's say, female household, you know, single mom. Okay? Like, you're gonna learn more characteristics than less from your surroundings, right? And I struggled with that one for a while because it was like this acceptance of self issue and whatever, and then still trying not to like offend and blah 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 blah. It doesn't help anybody. So like, guys, I'm not with y'all like that. Okay? Sorry. It's gonna carry, especially if like I'm trying to quote the word, as it were, and we're going to leave it there. I don't want that, though, to send people away from other points where I can help you. Cool? But it is what it is. Like, I need to put that out into the universe, because, like, guys, I am so fucking tired of all of the, man, just nonsense, okay, around who I am as an individual. And it's like, well, he doesn't this, well, then he probably this. Like, y'all, just mind your own fucking business. Again, there is no standard for how men are supposed to be. There doesn't need to be. Alright? I know what I like. I know what I don't like. That's enough for me. Okay? Got just a couple more. We're almost done. This is beautiful. What's your thing? In a weird way, that's like a really cool part 2 of that, like, radical self-acceptance, right? It's also like my encouragement to embrace your spirit of uniqueness, right? Your joys, your wants, your desires, your goals. You don't need to know mine. It won't help you unless you have lived my whole life. And if you have lived my whole life, you haven't, and I'm sorry. And I want to give you a hug, like, right now. That's about it. I'm sorry, and I want to give you a hug. Okay. It's a soft call to your hearts. Right? This is a world for all of us. I used the big U again. Okay, but then there's an S. So, like, that's hilarious. Big U S. All right. This is a world for all of us. Not our idols. Not those things that we think are better than anything that we could be, and so we should only be like them. No. It's for all of us. As we were made, as we can do. Do you understand? So it's a reminder, too, that mimicry as it is, mimicry, base word, as it is, only leads to outcomes that benefit the model being copied. Right? Again, when you baseline, mimic, copy, imitate someone else, you achieve what they achieved that makes them happy. And if you're still unhappy after achieving someone else's dream, it's because you crushed yours to live up someone else's. Do you understand me? Okay? That's not the goal, man. Okay? Be the you that you are. Period. Don't be the you that's acting like someone else. You'll fail in every attempt. Okay? Be the you that you are. Alright. However, if we are to copy some things, right, do so to emulate. Look that word up. Emulate. Right? And when doing, do so with respect of yourself and the true author. Okay? Music culture, y'all are rife with this, and it's like, it's bothersome, but it goes back probably forever. Okay? This is a weird segue, and I don't really want to do it, but we're going to. I love EDM, and for the longest time, I loved EDM above a bunch of other music, because when an EDM artist copies, samples, whatever, someone else's sound, yeah, for the most part, they reference that freaking person. It's in the title, right? It's in the title. It's like, blah, 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 right? I don't want to call out someone just to call it, whatever. It's like, blah, 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 so-and-so's remix, okay? They give the real song, then them remix, right? That is beautiful. Man, sorry, getting worked up. But no, seriously, that is beautiful, okay? It's respect, not this like contagious thing that people do, right? Oh, that's good. I want to take it and do that and then like give me the credit because I thought of it. No, man, that's sick. That's envy culture. Sorry, y'all know me by now, hopefully. Like, the word envy is my trigger. Like, I hate that. I hate that. Ooh, watch this. And it's one of the missteps. I missed the opportunity to clarify why I hate envy, alright? Two-parter. And to destroy the notion that we only hate, dislike, reprimand, whatever, that which we feel is within us. Nah, you can hate something because it's disgusting. Period. Right? Hate. Again, careful with that word. Okay? Like, no, seriously. Delete that mantra from society. Okay? It makes us weak in being able to dislike things. Okay? Like, oh man, if I openly say that I don't like this thing, people are going to think it's because I do that thing. No. No more of that. No more of that. No more of that. You can hate something, yeah, external to yourself because it is evil. Alright? And again, like that's time number 7, I don't know, with the word hate, and I don't like that. So we're gonna move to a different word, but I love you guys. But seriously, get rid of that as a notion, okay? Another misstep with that video, and like maybe this didn't carry through, I doubt it, but I actually like hate being copied. Man, no, but I do. I hate being copied, right? And that really may have carried through in this message, that one. And I'm not sorry, but I am sorry if the feeling that I have for it, yeah, detracted away from the overall, which again, yeah, radical self-acceptance. Right? So there are, like I said, human moments. There are going to be times, man, when what I want to carry out, can't, because I'm dealing with the emotion that's there. And I'm not going to suppress that, because we don't need to anymore. Right? We're not perfect people in perfect videos. Like, stuff's going to happen. Earlier, I had to, like, move because somebody was spying on me, and I don't really like that. Just these things happen, and if I edit it out, right, I add to this idea of perfect culture, and there's no perfect outside of God, period. Alright. Trigger warning video. The goal there, we're gonna chill on that one, because if you watched it, it's heavy, and I'm sorry. The goal there, though, almost more than any other video, yeah, that one is actually my greatest thanks unto Christ, guys. I know, talking about, where are we? We're at 48, so if you're still here, like, you're part of my community, so you're gonna be cool with this word. Talking about suicide's hard, okay? And usually we shut down or, like, get into our own feelings, and we don't hear, again, like, the full picture of the message, whatever. But that was actually me saying thank you. More than anything else, that was me saying thank you, okay? Thank you, and don't quit, alright? Thank you. Thank you, Dad. You know what I mean? And don't quit, okay? But also, and I mean this with love, guys, also, give more respect to those who were called home before we were. Alright? I know what's said in church, and I know what's said in the spirit. And those two don't always align, okay? If you give yourself up, right? Maybe before the world thinks it's time, if you decide that there's just too much hurt and you can't anymore, right? If you know someone who has, give that person respect, not fear, right? God forgives all, right? He'll welcome them in as long as there's forgiveness for their action in their heart. And I promise you, no one who's leaving this life like that, yeah, is holding on to a bunch of hate for God. I know that may not directly carry for most people. It may not be the first thought that you have. Is like, well, wouldn't you have to hate? Normally, in those moments, we are so alone that all we can do is seek God as quickly as possible. Okay? Rephrase it like that. Don't do it. Don't do it, because you have a job to do. And you have people who need you, alright? But don't carry the people who have with such disdain. That's not fair. Alright? They weren't failures. They were brave people. Okay, again, as someone who has confronted that challenge a lot, yeah, they are brave people. They were just hurt. Yeah, they deserved love the whole time, not that one moment where we feel like it directly affects us. Do you understand? Alright, I don't want to sit on that one too long, because again, it's a hard topic, and I'm sorry. I mean that, I'm sorry. But I love you. Okay, if you're hurting in that way, please don't sit on it, man. Don't give up. Reach out. Especially that. Please reach out. Like, I know y'all. I know y'all. And I know that, like, if we join together, for real on that one, like, we can keep going. Okay? I probably could have given y'all a bigger space to throw your burdens into at the end. Yeah. And I definitely could have shown some more gratitude, let that really carry out as a spirit, yeah, to God throughout the video, okay? Beginning and end are usually my focus, and what happens in the middle is kind of what happens. And so, in saying, yeah, I won't always get the middle perfect. That's fine. Beginning and end, yeah. There was hurt, but there was purpose. You know, don't focus on the dark, because I'm not sharing it with y'all to keep that in the universe. Right? I'm sharing it with y'all because there's still light. Spoiler alert, the reason that it got dark is because I also put up this, like, reflector thing. It's my privacy encourager. But there's less going on now, so it's fine. Alright. And then the last one. Thank goodness. Welcome to the galactic community. Okay, check this. The goal there was an open arm welcome to all. Alright? And, this is time number 2, a selfish need to keep moral goodness as the key and barrier to entry. Look, what I don't want to do is conflate group what someone needs to be like in my circle versus what we need to be in this, like, morally good galactic community. Does that make sense? Okay? And that I messed up on that one, for sure. I messed up on that one. Again, we'll get there. So, I didn't highlight enough that, like, yo, no one needs to be perfect to join, because perfect doesn't exist in as far as we are, right? Just willing to see, right, and grow. To see, right, and grow. To see us, ourselves, as we are, our faults and otherwise, right, and grow. I could have shared a little bit more of, like, my why, right, like, my why, all of this, my why, right, like, obviously, glory unto God, but, like, what was the final, you know, that got this thing going, and I can do that now real quick. The way that the community that I am in right now drives is unacceptable. is unacceptable, right? I mean that, like, this whole thing was just because, like, I'm in a car more often than not, yeah? And just getting frustrated and challenged by who and what people are, you know, in their little boxes of femininity, so they think, right? Bro, and then there's just, like, this general angst that society has, right? That gets showcased in these moments where we're in our cars, you know, that reflects the illusion of scarcity in this world of abundance, right? We're getting mad and we're taking it out on other people because we think we lack something, and the reality is there's everything out there. You just need to start appreciating it. And it's crazy because I'm also telling that to myself, so, like, you're good. Right. I could have also shared that I did not want to make that video. I tried to, like, 3 days in a row, right? That's mostly due to, like, Lil Lucy and his bullshit, you know. Obviously, he doesn't want to get goodness out into the universe. It would mess up his whole plan for world corruption and then failure at the end. Again, guys, it's written. Like, he loses. Don't join with the bad guys. It's not on here, but, like, okay. Society right now is really lifting up evil, right? Because we think, in truth, we think that, like, the worse that we are, the more that we get. And, like, the reality is the worse that you are, the less that you get. Because this little stint of life, while it feels forever, and I'm with you, is just that. It's a little stint, and then there's eternity. What do you want? Do you want a life of, you know, subjugation and faux dominance, right? And, like, oppressed people and billions that you can't take with you into the next anything? Do you want that? Because if that's your goal, then you get nothing for eternity. You get nothing for eternity. I don't want that for you. God doesn't want that for you. Christ doesn't want that for you. So, like, maybe don't want that for yourselves, okay? Ultimately, though, I needed to, like, soften out, right? Again, my desire, for, like, this perfect how to be around me, okay, is just that. It's my desire for how to be around me. Me, the one thing, the individual, alright? I'm going to say there are some things that I will or will not tolerate, right, around me, okay? But in God's community, right, virtue's already been given. It's written. You can just look it up. You want to know, like, oh, well, how do I be a good person? How do I blah, 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 whatever. It's already written. Like, literally, it's already written. Okay? So in saying that, because we could just follow his word, because, again, it's already written, right? And doing that and taking that journey, we build the key to entry within ourselves. And we can go anywhere you want, man. Any one of us may be great, but God, he is greatest. Okay? So, like I said, this was the edit, or the here's where I saw some opportunities for fixing whatever. It's another look into how my brain works, because all of these were, like, stuff that I thought of, not just in hindsight, guys, but also while I'm going through the video. But it's like, I don't want to pause it, you know? So I'm not going to get it perfect, and that's okay. Alright? Never. And I'm not trying to. And I'm not going to let this actually hit an hour, because, wow. I love you guys, alright? I love all of you. Alright? Thanks for helping me reopen this thing. To my team, who I see you already and you see me, thank you. I'm not hitting that hour mark. Love you guys. Goodbye. But for real. Talk to you soon, okay? And welcome to the community if you made it this far.